Have you ever wondered why Mad Max's Interceptor looks like it drove straight out of a post-apocalyptic fever dream? Or how a car that's supposedly the most iconic vehicle in cinema history was built on a budget that wouldn't cover a single tire on most modern movie cars? What if I told you that the legendary V8 Interceptor was actually held together with garden hose, fake superchargers, and pure Australian audacity? Well, buckle up, because the 1973 Ford Falcon XB GT that turned Max Rockatansky into a road warrior legend isn't what you think it is. Not even close. In fact, almost everything about this car is built on duct tape, desperation, and sheer filmmaking genius. Today, we're counting down 20 weird facts about the most badass pursuit vehicle ever put on screen that'll change everything you thought you knew about the car, that made black on black the only acceptable color scheme for apocalypse vehicles. So hit that like button, subscribe if you love movie cars with actual personality, and let's blast into the garage where legends are born from nothing. Number 20. It was never called the Interceptor in Mad Max. Everyone calls it the Interceptor. The name is synonymous with the car, which does not make sense. In the original 1979 Mad Max film, the car is never actually called the Interceptor. It's referred to as the last of the V8 Interceptors in one line, but the car itself doesn't have that specific name. The term Interceptor referred to the entire Main Force Patrol pursuit vehicle program, not this specific Falcon. The nickname stuck with fans and became official in later films, but originally, just another MFP car that happened to look absolutely incredible. Number 19. The supercharger is completely fake. That massive Wian 671 supercharger sticking through the hood like a chrome monument to power? Completely non-functional. Pure decoration. The supercharger is bolted to a fake intake manifold that isn't connected to anything. It's basically a giant chrome hood ornament. Director George Miller wanted that iconic muscle car look on a microscopic budget. The solution? Bolt impressive-looking parts on top and hope nobody asks questions. They created one of cinema's most recognizable vehicles with clever set dressing. The supercharger does absolutely nothing except look absolutely menacing. Number 18. It started life as a police car. Before becoming the ultimate anti-hero vehicle, this XB Falcon was actually a police car. The Victorian police in Melbourne used Ford Falcon GTs as highway patrol vehicles in the early 1970s. When the film production needed pursuit vehicles, they purchased decommissioned police Interceptors. These cars had already lived hard lives chasing speeders on Australian highways, beat up, worn out, and perfect for a low-budget film. The irony is beautiful. A car that once enforced the law became the symbol of lawless survival. Number 17. The side exhaust pipes were garden hose. Those aggressive side exhaust pipes running along the Falcon's flanks? Garden hose. Actual garden hose painted silver. The production had zero money for custom exhaust work. Someone grabbed garden hose from a hardware store, painted it metallic silver, and zip-tied it to the side of the car. On screen, especially in motion, it looks completely real. Nobody in the audience questioned it. The entire car is basically a hardware store special effects showcase. Number 16. 5 different Falcons played Max's car. The production used 5 different Ford Falcon XB GTs across the Mad Max trilogy. One hero car for beauty shots, multiple stunt cars for action sequences, and backup vehicles. The hero car was kept as clean and dramatic as possible for close-ups. Stunt cars took the real beating. Each car had slightly different modifications depending on its purpose. Some had reinforced frames for jumps, others had gutted interiors to save weight. Smart planning for a low-budget production. Number 15. After filming, it was given away to pay debts. At the completion of Mad Max filming, the producers were so broke they couldn't pay all their creditors. So the Black Interceptor was given to mechanic Murray Smith as payment for his work on the film. Murray removed the supercharger and side pipes to make it street legal and toured it around locally trying to sell it. Then Warner Brothers contacted Murray because they were making Mad Max 2 and needed the car back. He gave them a price and told them to bring a battery. Off it went to become a movie star again. The car car that would become a global icon was literally used as currency to settle debts. Number 14. The car started life as white, not black. The iconic black Interceptor didn't start out that way. The 1973 Ford Falcon XB GT was originally assembled at the Ford plant in November 1973 as a standard white vehicle with a 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8. When filmmakers Byron Kennedy and George Miller began pre-production on Mad Max in 1976, they purchased this white GT at a car auction in Frankston. The white GT coupe had been repossessed in the Dandenong area. Art director John Dowding designed the modifications, and Melbourne-based car customizers Graphex International transformed it. The iconic black paint scheme was all added specifically for the film. The car's transformation from stock white GT to menacing black beast is part of what made it so special. Number 13. The front spoiler is from a different car. That aggressive front chin spoiler? Not from a Falcon at all. It's from a completely different vehicle, possibly a Holden Monero or modified aftermarket piece. The production rated wrecking yards and parts bins for anything that looked fast. The front spoiler was bolted on because it fit well enough and looked appropriately menacing. It's a parts bin special that somehow created one of the most cohesive automotive designs in cinema. Number 12. The interior is mostly stock. Despite all the exterior modifications, the interior is surprisingly stock. Basic black vinyl seats, standard dashboard, factory steering wheel. No custom gauges, no roll cage, no racing seats. The production simply couldn't afford interior modifications. They spent all their money making the outside look incredible, and honestly, it works. The stock interior makes Max feel like a real cop driving a real car, grounding the character in reality. Number 11. The fuel tanks are fake props. Those extra fuel tanks mounted on the back in the Road Warrior? Completely non-functional. Empty shells made from random containers painted to look like jerry cans. They're set dressing to emphasize the film's gasoline scarcity theme. Real functional fuel tanks would be dangerous during stunt work. The production made them look good enough for camera and called it done. They sell the wasteland aesthetic perfectly even though they don't actually work. Number 10. George Miller chose it because it looked mean. Director George Miller selected the Ford Falcon XB GT specifically because it looked aggressive and mean, not because of performance specs or availability. Pure visual intimidation. Miller wanted a car that looked like it could kill you. The XB GT's long hood, fastback roofline, and brutal proportions fit perfectly. Its proportions are almost predatory. Long nose, short rear deck, hunkered stance. It looks like it's attacking even when parked. Miller understood that in film, appearance matters more than reality. Number 9. The sound isn't from the Falcon's engine. That iconic engine sound. The deep rumble, the supercharger whine, the explosive acceleration, not from the Falcon's actual engine. It's dubbed in post-production using recordings from much larger, more powerful engines. Sound designers layered recordings from American big blocks, added synthesized supercharger whine, and created an audio signature more impressive than reality. Every thunderous rev you hear is carefully crafted movie magic. The Interceptor's sound is as fake as its supercharger. Number 8. It was painted multiple times. The Interceptor changed colors multiple times across productions. Started yellow, became black, got repainted between films, weathered deliberately for the Road Warrior. Each new production meant new paintwork. The glossy black finish from Mad Max gave way to the dusty, battle-damaged look in the Road Warrior. The paint job tells a story. Each layer represents another chapter in the Falcon's cinematic life. Number 7. No CGI was used on the original car. Everything you see in the original Mad Max trilogy was practical. Real stunts, real crashes, real speed. No computer enhancement. The Interceptor's tire smoke, power slides, jumps, all captured in camera with stunt drivers risking their necks. This authenticity is why the action still holds up today. The lack of CGI forced creative, practical solutions that ended up looking better than modern digital effects. effects. Number 6. It inspired a massive replica industry. Mad Max's Falcon spawned an entire cottage industry of replica builders. Enthusiasts worldwide have built hundreds of Interceptor tributes. Some are incredibly accurate, down to the fake supercharger and garden hose exhaust. Australian builders lead the pack since XB Falcons are more common there. The most extreme builds actually make the supercharger functional and add genuine performance. Prices range from $50,000 for basic builds to $200,000 plus for screen-accurate restorations with real power. Number 5. The original hero car still exists. Unlike many movie cars, the original hero Interceptor survived. After years of being lost and forgotten, it was rediscovered and restored. The car that appeared in the first Mad Max still exists. It spent decades in private collections, changing hands multiple times. Eventually, it underwent a complete restoration to return it to its film appearance. Today, it appears at car shows and movie exhibitions. The car's survival is remarkable given how cheaply it was built and how roughly it was used. Number 4. Ford never sold these in America. The Ford Falcon XB was an Australian exclusive model, never sold in America, never marketed outside Australia. This exclusivity made Mad Max even more exotic for US audiences. That car looked like nothing they'd seen before because they literally hadn't. The unfamiliarity added to the film's alien, post-apocalyptic vibe. American muscle car fans went crazy trying to figure out what they were looking at. The Falcon's obscurity in the US market made it more legendary, not less. Number 3. The nose cone was custom fabricated. That distinctive front end with the aggressive nose cone, custom fabrication specifically for the film, not factory GT equipment. Handmade by the production team from fiberglass or sheet metal. They created that distinctive front end appearance to make the car look even more aggressive and purpose-built. The nose cone gives the Interceptor its predatory look, like a shark's snout. It's one of the most recognizable elements of the car's design, and it was built in someone's garage specifically for the movie. Number 2. It returned for Mad Max Fury Road. After being absent from Beyond Thunderdome, the Interceptor returned for Fury Road. George Miller brought back Max's iconic ride for the franchise reboot. Multiple new XB Falcons were sourced and modified to recreate the original. These cars were built to higher standards with actual functional modifications since the budget was exponentially larger. Modern safety requirements meant the Fury Road Interceptors had roll cages and proper safety equipment hidden beneath the exterior styling. The returning Interceptor connected Fury Road to the original trilogy while introducing the iconic vehicle to new audiences. Number 1. It's the most imitated movie car ever. And here's the ultimate weird fact. It's arguably the most imitated, replicated, and referenced movie car in history. Not the DeLorean, not the Batmobile, not James Bond's Aston Martin. This Australian Ford Falcon, built on a shoestring budget with fake parts and garden hose, has been copied more than any other vehicle. Video games feature it constantly. Post-apocalyptic films copy its aesthetic. Car builders worldwide make tributes. Its influence on automotive culture is incalculable. Every black car with a supercharger poking through the hood owes a debt to the Interceptor. Every wasteland vehicle in every dystopian film for the past 40 years references this design. From Fallout to Borderlands, from Death Race to countless indie films, the Interceptor's DNA appears everywhere. The car defined what post-apocalyptic transport should look like. It created a visual language that became universal, all from a movie that cost $400,000 total to make. A car built from borrowed parts, fake chrome, and painted garden hose became the template for motorized mayhem. It proved you don't need accuracy or budget to create an icon. You need vision and attitude. Every time you see a dystopian vehicle covered in spikes and rust, you're seeing George Miller's influence. This cheap Australian police car transformed into the single most influential fictional vehicle ever created. That's not just a weird fact. That's pure movie magic distilled into sheet metal and exhaust. And there you have it. 20 weird facts about the 1973 Ford Falcon XB GT, proving the most iconic post-apocalyptic machine in cinema was built on imagination, ingenuity, and Australian attitude. Did any of these facts surprise you? Does knowing the supercharger is fake change how you see the car? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into legendary movie machines.